Hi there, we're gonna start with the plan how to work on a role from the Stanislavski's fourth book titled An Actor's Work on a Role. Originally, the plan was a manuscript named The Approach to a Role, and it was first published in 1957. It's a project for the program of the third year in Opera Dramatic Studio, dedicated to exploring the actors working on a role process. And this is the only document in which the whole process of actors working on a role, according to the new method, is traced. Actually, there are three methods: method of physical actions, method of active analysis, and method of acting studies. The plan is written in a synoptic form to represent the process of creating a stage image. It was finished in 1937 and represents the most late views of Stanislavski, who died a year later. Surely this is not a heavy-handed rule to follow. Stanislavski rejected such approach, and you might add some minor changes upon your own practice and artistic individualities involved. I say minor because the 40 years practice of the genius person is behind the plan. Also, I have found out that the translations being made by Hapgood and Bernadetti are not always correct, so sometimes I use one of theirs and sometimes my own to clear the things out. You are going to see square brackets. They use words added by the editorial board according to a meaning, and curly brackets that contain my commentaries. The words underlined refer to the same words in the manuscript highlighted by Stanislavski himself. Step 1. Narration, broadly, not in too much detail, of a play's factual storyline. Here I need to make a disclaimer. Factual storyline means a sequence of facts, not explained in any way, like using motivation, cause and effect, and so on. Just plain facts. Somebody came, somebody did that, etc. Nothing more. Step 2. Play the external storyline in physical actions. For example, enter a room, but since students cannot enter unless they know where they came from, where they are going to, and why, they ask about external common facts of a storyline to justify their actions. Justification of common physical actions by given circumstances, the most external and common ones. Actions are drawn from a play. What is lacking is invented in line with the spirit of a play. What would I do if, now, today, here, I found myself in circumstances analogous to a role? Step 3. Studies on the past and the future. The present is on the stage itself. Where did I come from? Where am I going to? What has happened between entrances on the stage? Step 4. Narration in greater detail of physical actions and a play's storyline, given circumstances and ifs are subtler, more detailed and deeper. Step 5. An approximate, common or rough draft super objective is defined temporarily. Step 6. On the basis of the material acquired, shaping of an approximate, rough draft through action. Constant asking, what would I do if? Step 7. To do that, division into the largest physical bits possible, without which of them there is no play, without which largest physical actions. Do not confuse bits here with older term of the system, bits, meaning episodes. Here it is a sequence of physical actions. Step 8. Perform, act out these common rough physical actions asking the question, what would I do if? Step 9. If a large bit cannot be coped with, temporarily break it up into medium-sized and, if necessary, into small and the smallest bits. Study the nature of these physical actions. Adhere strictly to logic and succession of the large bits and their component parts. Unite them in whole big actions without objects. Step 10. Creation of the logical and consecutive line for organic physical actions. Write this line down and fix it firmly in real practice. Follow this line many times. Play it, set it firmly. Clear your practice of all superfluity. Cut 95% off. Go over it until it reaches the stage of truth and belief. Logic and consecution of these physical actions lead to truth and belief in what you are doing. Confirm them via truth and consecution, not via truth for the sake of truth. 95% off means off with muscular tension and unnecessary details. Step 11. Logic, consecution, truth and belief, surrounded by the state here, today, now, are further grounded, justified and fixed. Step 12. These taken altogether create the state of I am, I exist. The translators have used I am. This is not enough for understanding. I am what? I am where? The true meaning is I fully exist. Step 13. Where you have I exist, there you have organic nature and its subconscious. Step 14. Up till now, students have been using their own words. The first reading or memorizing of the text. Students and actors latch onto their needed separate words and phrases from an author's text that struck them most. Let them write down and incorporate in the script these words alongside with their own accidental and spontaneous words. In a while, second, third, and fourth readings with a new writing down and incorporation of what has been written into their accidental and spontaneous text. Thus, gradually with separate oases here and there at first, and with whole long periods then, the role gets filled with the author's words. Some blank spots will be left, but they soon are going to be filled with the actual script, according to sense of style, language, phrase, or diction. The first reading of the text doesn't mean that students have never read it before. They have, during get-to-know general readings of a play. Now it's profound reading time in order to support their actions with the author's words. Step 15. Text is being memorized, fixed, but students don't speak it out loud so as not to let them gabble mechanically and create a line of verbal tricks. A mise-en-scène isn't fixed either, so as not to allow parrot-learned mise-en-scène line be combined with mechanical gabbling. Play for a long while and confirm firmly the line of logical and consecutive actions, truth, belief, I exist, organic nature and the subconscious. By justifying all these actions, new subtler given circumstances arise of themselves, and also a deeper, broader catch-all through action. While doing all this, keep on retelling a play's factual storyline and a plot in ever greater details. Imperceptibly justify the physical actions lines with ever subtler psychological given circumstances, through action and super-objective. Step 16. Continue acting the play along the lines now set. Think about the words, but when you act, replace them with ta-ta-ta, rhythmic syllables. To avoid mechanical gabbling, to make actors understand the meaning of what is being said, to make them do speech actions, Stanislavski invented these rhythmic syllables, ta-ta-ta or any other, it doesn't matter which, really. Actors begin to do speech actions, try to deliver their energy, thoughts, feelings with the help of intonation. Imagine that actors have to say the phrase, "What do you mean by that?" Through multiple rehearsals, the phrase becomes almost meaningless. Actors start gabbling, "What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?" without putting any significant meaning into these words. So, a director asks them to replace the words by ta-ta-ta syllables. The phrase, "What do you mean by that?" turns into ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Unconsciously, actors start to do speech actions. They want to act upon their partners with intonation, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So this is a short way to do speech actions. Step 17. The true inner line has been indicated by the process of justifying the physical and other lines. Students should fix it, the true inner line, even more firmly, so that the spoken text remains subordinate to it and is not gabbled mechanically on its own. Continue acting the play with ta-ta-ta and at the same time continue working on confirming the inner line of subtext. Relate in your own words. First, the line of thoughts. Second, the line of inner visions. Third, explain both these lines to your partner so as to establish communication and the line of inner action. These are the main lines of a role's subtext. Confirm them as strong as possible and maintain them constantly. Step 18. After the line has been confirmed at the table, read the play as written, sitting on your hands and conveying as accurately as possible all the lines previously developed, actions, details, and all the active score to your partners. Stanislavski adopted the term score from music, mentioning this in his works. Sequence of actions produce some kind of music score. However, this score is based on actions, not notes. By the way, Grotowski uses the same term with the same meaning, taken fully from the system. Step 19. The same thing, sitting at the table with your hands and body free, with a few moves around and impromptu pieces of mise-en-scène. Step 20. The same thing on the stage with impromptu pieces of mise-en-scène. Step 21. Working out and establishing the stage set's layout inside four walls. Asking everyone, where would they like to be and play, in which setting. Let each one suggest their own setting. The stage set's layout will be created from the settings proposed by the actors. Rehearsing inside four walls helps to build a cozy atmosphere, so that actors concentrate on action itself. Moreover, Stanislavski suggested to open then one of these four walls selectively, so that actors wouldn't know which wall this time is going to be open. The wall opened marks downstage. This stimulates actors to stay attentive to a mise-en-scène and their partners, preventing from parrot-learned moves in a long familiar blocking. It doesn't matter that the outcome would be nice and neat, it's only a rehearsing practice to make actors perform true actions and stay artistically alert. Step 22. Working out and outlining the mise-en-scène. Set the stage according to agreed layout and bring the actors in it. Ask them where they would choose to make a declaration of love, to persuade or to talk heart to their partners, etc. Where it would be more convenient to move to hide their embarrassment. Let them move and do all the physical actions as required by the play, looking for books in the bookcase, opening a window, lighting a fire. Step 23. Verification of the line of stage set's layout and mise-en-scène by opening selectively any one of the four walls. Step 24. Sit at the table and conduct a series of discussions along literary, political, artistic, and other lines or aspects. Step 25. Characterization. Everything that has been done so far has created the inner characterization. Herewith, the outer characterization should reveal of itself. But what is to be done if the characterization, outer, does not reveal itself? Let them do everything that has been done before, but with a gummy leg, short or long tongue, certain placing of legs, arms, body, certain externally acquired habits, manners. If the outer characterization does not arise spontaneously, engrafted from the outside, it should be engrafted like a lemon branch upon grapefruit.